Hey everyone, welcome back to TV Deep Dive. I'm your host, Amelia, and today we're breaking down the explosive season 1 finale of CBS's groundbreaking drama, Beyond the Gates. If you've been following our weekly recaps, you know this season has been building to this moment, and let me tell you, they did not disappoint. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming season retrospective special next week. This is your major spoiler warning. We're covering everything in this explosive finale titled Reckoning. So if you haven't watched yet, bookmark this video and come back after you've experienced all the shocking moments for yourself. After 22 episodes of simmering tensions, buried secrets, and power plays, Reckoning delivers exactly what its title promises: a day of judgment for nearly every resident of Oakwood Estates. What began in the pilot with Danny's discovery of those incriminating land documents has cascaded into a full-blown crisis, threatening not just the Dupree family, but the very foundation of the community itself. The episode brilliantly interweaves three major culminating storylines: Vernon facing the legal and personal consequences of his business dealings, the final showdown between Bill Hamilton and the Duprees over control of the community's future, and Nicole's ultimate decision regarding her marriage to Ted after weeks of deception and betrayal. Director returns from the pilot to bring the season full circle, employing visual callbacks and parallel scenes that reward viewers who've been paying attention since episode 1. The structure feels almost operatic, moving from the community's lavish Summer's End gala to increasingly intimate confrontations as the facade of Oakwood Estates finally shatters completely. Let's break down how all our season-long storylines culminate in this masterful finale. In a brilliant parallel to the pilot, the finale centers around another community gathering, the Summer's End Gala. But unlike the opening episode where tension simmered beneath perfect smiles, here the community dynamics have fundamentally shifted. Anita Dupree still presides over the event, with characteristic poise, but there's a desperate quality to her perfectionism now. The camera work emphasizes her isolation. Where she once commanded every room, now furtive glances and whispered conversations follow in her wake. Several powerful visual callbacks deserve mention. 1. Vernon's entrance echoes his arrival in the pilot, but where he once radiated confidence, he now moves with the caution of a man under siege. 2. Nicole and Ted arrive separately, rather than as the power couple they appeared to be in episode 1. 3. The Hamilton family now occupies the central table once reserved for the Duprees, a visual representation of the power shift. 4th, Danny's absence is conspicuous, emphasized by characters repeatedly asking about her whereabouts. The gala speeches provide the perfect dramatic irony: public declarations of community and legacy that directly contradict the private betrayals we've witnessed throughout the season. Bill Hamilton's toast about honoring those who built Oakwood Estates lands particularly heavy given what we now know about Marcus Thomas and the original land acquisition. The season-long rivalry between these titans reaches its breaking point when Bill publicly announces his acquisition of controlling interest in the Oakwood Estates Management Corporation, effectively dethroning Vernon from the community he built. The scene is masterfully played, with Vernon initially believing he's outmaneuvered Bill until the devastating revelation that someone from his inner circle facilitated Bill's takeover. After weeks of watching her carefully constructed world unravel, Anita makes her boldest move yet, threatening to reveal the contents of the Marcus file, which we finally learned about in episode 19, to counter Bill's takeover. Their tense standoff in Vernon's study mirrors their confrontation from episode 12, but with the power dynamic completely reversed. Delivers perhaps her finest performance of the season here, showing both Anita's vulnerability and her formidable resolve. The truth about Ted's financial misdeeds finally comes to light when Martin confronts him with evidence that Ted has been embezzling from the family foundation. Their public confrontation at the gala forces Nicole to finally choose between her husband and her values, a decision complicated by the revelation of her pregnancy in last week's episode. After a season of calculating moves, Leslie Thomas's endgame is finally revealed when she confronts both Bill and Vernon with evidence connecting them both to her brother Marcus's death 20 years ago. The scene brilliantly pays off subtle hints planted throughout the season, revealing that Leslie's real estate career was merely a means to access information about Oakwood's founding families. While the gala drama unfolds, Danny's absence becomes increasingly significant. Through flashbacks interspersed throughout the episode, we see her journey from the idealistic recent law graduate of the pilot to the conflicted whistleblower she's become. The revelation that Danny has taken the evidence to the district attorney marks the completion of her season long arc, choosing justice over family loyalty. Her final scene with Anita and their family home delivers the emotional gut punch of the episode. When Anita asks, "How could you betray your family this way?" Danny's response, "I'm trying to save what's left of it," encapsulates the moral complexity that has made this show so compelling. The parallel scenes of Danny in Vernon's office, first in the pilot discovering the documents, and now in the finale removing personal mementos before the inevitable legal proceedings, create a powerful visual bookend to her story. Her unexpected alliance with Chelsea Hamilton in these final episodes has been one of the season's most satisfying developments, transforming their initial animosity into something more complex as they discovered their shared disillusionment with their father's legacies. After discovering both Ted's financial crimes and his affair with Eva Thomas, Nicole faces her moment of truth. Their confrontation in their home studio, a callback to their first major fight in episode 3, features some of the most raw emotional work we've seen all season. Nicole's decision to offer Ted a deal, her silence about his crimes in exchange for a divorce that preserves her family's reputation, shows how much she's evolved from the status-obsessed character we met in the pilot. The resolution of Martin and Smitty's storyline provides a rare moment of hope amidst the finale's devastation. After struggling all season with Martin's reluctance to fully embrace their place in the community, their decision to leave Oakwood Estates altogether represents a powerful choice to prioritize their relationship over status. Their final scene, packing up their home, while the gala implodes in the background, serves as a poignant counterpoint to the other relationships in crisis. The heart of the show has always been this complex marriage, and their final scene together delivers on a season of masterful character development. Vernon's confession that he always knew Anita was behind the strategic, anonymous tip that launched his investigation shows just how deeply these two understand each other, even in betrayal. Their silent agreement to face whatever comes next together, after everything that's happened, speaks volumes about the complicated bonds at the heart of this story. After 23 episodes of cryptic references, we finally learn what happened to Leslie and Eva's brother Marcus. He discovered the original Oakwood Estates land was obtained through fraudulent displacement of a historically black neighborhood, and his confrontation with Vernon and Bill led to his accident. The revelation that both men were involved explains the complicated nature of their rivalry, bound together by shared guilt while competing for power. The twist that Eva has been working with the FBI all season, wearing a wire during her conversations with the Duprees and Hamiltons, explains her increasingly conflicted behavior in recent episodes. Her final scene with Leslie, revealing that she's been seeking justice through legal means while Leslie pursued revenge, sets up a fascinating sister versus sister dynamic for season 2. The shocking reveal that Smitty, not Martin, was the anonymous investor helping Bill gain control of Oakwood Estates provides the episode's biggest gasp moment. His explanation to Martin that he did it to free them both from the toxic community dynamics reframes his character completely and sets up major consequences for season 2. The episode's final sequence is a masterclass in visual storytelling, a montage of scenes showing the aftermath of the night's revelations. 1. Vernon watching from his office window as FBI agents arrive at the community gates. 2. Nicole sitting alone in her baby's newly decorated nursery, wedding ring removed. 3. Anita methodically burning documents in the fireplace while dressed in her gala gown. 4. Bill Hamilton receiving an anonymous envelope containing the complete Marcus file. 5. Chelsea and Danny meeting secretly at the community's forgotten back gate 6. Leslie placing flowers at her brother's long neglected grave 7. Eva turning over her final piece of evidence to federal investigators. The sequence culminates in the episode's final shocking image. News vans approaching the community gates as the Oakwood Estates sign is illuminated in morning light, suggesting that the secrets contained beyond the gates are about to become very public. What began as a story about protecting family legacies has evolved into a powerful examination of their cost. Every character has been forced to confront what they're willing to sacrifice for their family name, with dramatically different answers. The show has consistently asked whether justice and loyalty can coexist, particularly through Danny's storyline. The finale suggests that true loyalty sometimes requires painful honesty rather than complicity, a complex moral stance rarely explored with such nuance on network television. Oakwood Estates itself has functioned as both setting and metaphor, a supposedly perfect community whose gates ultimately couldn't keep out truth or consequences. The finale's imagery of these gates being breached from multiple directions, media, law enforcement, and even residents leaving, powerfully concludes this metaphor. The season has traced a compelling generational shift, with the children of Oakwood's founders ultimately rejecting the compromised values that built their privileged world. The alliance between Danny and Chelsea, despite their father's enmity, suggests hope for breaking destructive cycles. With that incredible finale, here are my predictions for Season 2. 1. The legal battle over Oakwood Estates will move to the public sphere, with media coverage forcing residents to choose sides. 2. Nicole's pregnancy will complicate her divorce from Ted, especially as his legal troubles mount. 3. The revelation about Marcus Thomas will lead to a class action lawsuit from the displaced families. 4. Eva and Leslie's opposing approaches to justice will develop into the season's central conflict. 5. Chelsea and Danny's alliance will evolve as they attempt to rebuild the community with more ethical foundations. Beyond the Gates has delivered one of the most satisfying first seasons in recent memory, building from a premise that could have been simple soap opera into a nuanced exploration of power, privilege, and moral compromise. The finale perfectly balanced answering long-standing questions while setting up compelling new directions for Season 2. What did you think of the finale? Were you shocked by Eva's betrayal? Did you suspect Smitty was the mystery investor? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and join us next week for our complete Season 1 retrospective, where we'll dive even deeper into the character arcs, visual storytelling, and cultural impact of this groundbreaking series. Until then, I'm Amelia for TV Deep Dive. Thanks for watching.